This is the homework quiz for week number 15. We're looking at question number 10, which looks pretty complicated. It's pretty colorful. It's pretty multicolored, which means that there are a lot of different kinds of steps. But it's really not that bad if you break it down and do it step by step. And we're going to be using the different things that we have been learning so far and that we've been practicing here inside of this homework quiz for week number 15 in order to be able to solve it. Here, we have two groups of parentheses, one on the left and one on the right. The parentheses are next to each other, which means multiplication. So we're going to take and solve what's inside these parentheses over here, and then multiply that times what's inside these parentheses over here. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start with the left-hand side, go from left to right, as we usually do. And then here, we're going to begin with the multiplication division part first, within the parentheses. So even inside of the parentheses, we follow the order of operations, or PEMDAS. So what is negative 7 times 3? Well, 3 times 7 is 21. And 3 times negative 7 is going to be negative 21. Right? It's pretty simple. Next, we can go ahead and add. Once we have the negative 21, that part, we're left with addition subtraction. And now here we have 17 plus negative 21. We're adding a positive plus a negative. So the way that we do that is we take the one that has more, 21, and subtract from it the fewer number, the smaller number. Okay? So we have 21 minus 17, because those are going to be crossed out as zero pairs, eliminated as zero pairs. And what we're left with is 4 remaining. Now, are those 4 negatives or 4 positives? They are 4 negatives because we started with more negatives than positives. So the answer to the first set of parentheses, what's inside this first set of parentheses, is negative 4. And we're going to be multiplying that in just a minute, but we need to find out what's inside the other factor that we're going to be multiplying over here, the other set of parentheses. So same with this set over here. We're going to start with the multiplication first. 5 times negative 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 groups of negative 2 is going to be negative 10. All right. And then now we can add the 6 to the negative 10. And again, just like we had over here on the left-hand side, we're adding a positive number and a negative number. Which number has more, a greater quantity? Well, 10, the negative does. So 10 minus the one that has fewer, which is 6, equals 4. Are those 4 positives or 4 negatives? Well, we had more negatives to begin with here with our negative 10. Therefore, they're going to be 4 negatives. Negative 4. So we have solved what's inside of both the left and the right parentheses. Now, there are 2 parentheses next to each other. We have one number in each of them. We can multiply. Negative 4 times negative 4. Taking away 4 groups of a negative. Taking away a negative is going to give us a positive. So a negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 4 is 16. Negative 4 times negative 4 is also 16. Positive 16. Positive 16. That's the answer to question number 10. If you want to review it one more time, take a look at the video. Otherwise, work on the practice problem that is grouped with question number 10 on the homework quiz for week number 15.